Hi, I'm joined today by author Adelia Ritchie. And Adelia is the author of a new book that I'm really excited to talk with her about called The Accidental Expat. So, Adelia, first of all, thank you for joining us today. Let's do this. Let's kick it off by having you just tell us a little bit about the book.
Okay, well, I just happen to have a copy beside me. This is what it looks like. And the art on the cover is one of the very first paintings I did on my very first visit to Costa Rica about 20 years ago. Um, and there are lots of books out now about Costa Rica, and what this one is not is it's not a tour guide. It's not promoting Costa Rica as a place to live, although it's great here. Um, it's really just a story about a woman in her, dare I say it, 70s who was forced to leave her home in Washington state and struggling to find somewhere affordable to live on Social Security income. And fortunately, like I said, I've been coming here for many, many years and was already in love with Costa Rica. And it was really affordable at the time, less so now. Um, so it's a story about getting here and adjusting and all the adventures and the crazy things that happen that no matter how many books you read on Costa Rica, there's always going to be a surprise or two in store. And that's kind of what this is about.
That sounds really, really interesting. And obviously, you live in Costa Rica, so you really know that place. Um, I'm curious what finally inspired you to say, okay, I'm going to put pen to paper and I'm actually going to write this book and put it out to the world? Because that's a pretty big step to really do that. So, what was your inspiration behind really deciding to write it and then publish it?
Well, I've been a writer my entire life in one form or another, and my built a career writing technical and scientific articles and books and so on, and even a textbook. But once I sold my business and finally retired, I started writing about things that I was thinking about or things I was doing, or kind of like blogging, but more of personal essay style. And when I got down here, well, even before I moved here, I wrote a couple of years worth of essays about the people I met and the crazy animals and silly experiences down here. And once I moved here, everything in Costa Rica is writable, honestly, and it's just for a writer, you can't not write about it. So that's kind of why.
I mean, it sounds like an amazing. I've never been. I would love to go to Costa Rica. I bet anyone that reads this book is going to want to go to Costa Rica as well. I'm curious if there's anything else that you'd like to share with us about the book before we go, or maybe any little tidbits or sneak peeks or anything at all.
Oh, yeah, well, a couple of little tidbits. I have a good friend. His name is Dan Lee. He's a retired journalist and he writes all the time also. And he and his wife, their son owns a bar and restaurant treehouse type in the jungle down in the southern Pacific coast, Ojocho. And so I tend to hang out there quite a bit. And Dan and I get into these weird, sometimes face to face, sometimes via text. We get into these funny little conversations that when nobody's listening, the things you can talk about. So a couple of those are captured. And I'll just let they get a little bit funny and colorful. Um, but mainly what I've experienced here, not everybody experiences it the same way because there are all kinds of expats. There are expats who come down here and want to change everything to be the way it was back home, wherever that is. And there are expats who just want to get off grid and grow vegetables and raise goats. And all of these things are fine. But I fell in love with the Ticos, and that's what the Costa Ricans call themselves, the Ticos, because they have so much spirit. When you look at a Tico, they look back at you. I mean, they look at you, and it's their way of connecting. They're very friendly and very welcoming. And so there are several things in this book about those experiences. I'm getting chills right now just talking about this. I mean, I can't even go to the grocery store without having an uplifting experience with a Tico. So I wanted to share that, and that's part of what everyone calls the pura vida spirit, which means pure life. It's simple, it's refreshing, it's kind, gentle. It's, it's the kind of thing your wardrobe is 3 t-shirts and a pair of cut off jeans and flip flops. And there's something special and magical. It's not for everyone, but that's my experience. And I wanted to share all of the levels of that, from grocery shopping to buying a house, having a Tico visit you unexpected with a gift from her kitchen that took her like 3 days to make, these kinds of things. So no matter how many books you read about Costa Rica, you probably won't find experiences kind of at this level, I think.
Yeah, I love that. It sounds like Costa Rica is a special and magical place, and your book is going to be special and magical too for readers. So I want to encourage everyone. Before we go, I want to tell everyone where they can find it. Again, the author is named Adelia Ritchie. She has just joined us, and the book is called The Accidental Expat. And I really think you're going to love this. So let me tell you a few big places where you can grab it. And that's Barnes & Noble, Apple iTunes, and Amazon. Those are the big three. It's also an ebook, which is great if you like to read on the go, or start reading right away and not wait. So love that. Thank you again, Adelia. This was really wonderful. I'm excited to go to Costa Rica now. So thank you so much for sharing about the place that you live and love, and also this book, which sounds absolutely amazing. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Abby. I appreciate it too so much.